Hey, I think Tim Burton called. You like his Batman back? That's quite an opening shot. This is.
I didn't actually know until.
Whoa, them's tight.
Okay.
Yikes.
It's very much Michael Keaton.
very tight.
It's very Michael Keaton.
Well, no, Michael Keaton's was still black.
But it
Because
looks.
this is meant to be. They call
I'm
this
pretty
the
sure
70s
they
Batman suit,
use-
which I think refers to the TV show.
Probably, but I'm pretty sure with Michael Keaton's version, they used a cup to make his suppleties a little more.
Well, his pecs, what they gave him in the downstairs, they had to take from the upstairs because his pecs are much more normal.
That is true.
I mean, like bodybuilder status, sure, but they ain't sticking out
Well,
like
I mean,
mountains.
You know what they say about roids? It takes from that
doesn't-
lower and
no,
gives to the upper.
So you're saying he's not on roids?
Yes, exactly.
So you're saying Michael Keaton's on roids, or was? The blue.
What I did not know
This is
until
skewing
just
purple.
now is that apparently the Michael Keaton Batman was directed by Tim Burton. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know how you didn't know.
I
that.
don't know.
They're
It's
not the
news to
best
me.
films, which I
They're
know
really
is gonna.
not, which is weird because I
Well, have you
normally
seen
like
them?
Tim Burton stuff.
Have you seen them?
It was a long time ago, but it's
Because well, then I guess we're agreed. Because I thought maybe you'd because I know that we're in a minority amongst that opinion.
Really because
Oh,
my
dude.
dad.
Well, because
Like,
the
well, he kinda
main
grew up
reason
with
is
those
Jack
and-
Nicholson was for the longest time the quintessential Joker,
I still
and
think
even
that's,
is depending on.
I still think that's
your
true,
portrayal
but
of-
it's he
No,
wasn't
Heath
a
Ledger.
good Joker.
I don't know that he was bad. I think he was very much a comic book Joker.
that.
Like-
But is that a good thing?
It depends. People from the '80s probably thought it was good because
Well, but
people in the '80s
people
liked
in the 80s
comic
liked
books.
a lot of weird things too,
Well, yeah, but not you
like their
can't-
cars.
Yeah, but they also had there was good things in the '80s. Movies were good and music.
Well, music.
All I'm
Music,
saying
you have a
is
point.
the blue is skewing purple in this.
I
light.
do like the.
I don't
white,
know what
I do like the white eyes.
I don't know what that
works for me.
I don't know actually what this is meant to be because the Adam West Batman was that the '70s? Because the Adam
his
West
arms
the-
are the size
Yeah,
of
they didn't change his arms. His pecs.
baby children.
His
Look at that.
I wish I could flex somehow, but I. Wait, hang on. I could.
The F is for flex.
Come on, this way, Batman. Face the camera, Adam. Oh well, we almost got a flex out of that. Ah, there we go. That's as good as we get.
I don't know about that.
Adam West has got such
that
a unique
seems
voice.
like
I wish I could do that impression, but I'm not going to try.
I'm pretty sure someone just sewed legs onto his
On his arms,
onto his shoulders.
some kind of Frankenstein-esque. His arms are bigger than his legs.
That's what I'm saying. It's
They
like
just pulled a prank. They just did a swap on him. Anyways, I don't think the Adam West Batman had the contact, so I don't know what this is meant to reference. What Batman was in the 1970s if it wasn't Adam West?
tell us if you know.
Because I don't actually know when Adam West was. I just know he was old. Is he dead yet?
I don't know.
Not that I'm waiting, but I mean, he would be old if he wasn't dead yet. So, what is it we're doing?
He's in some
this-
nursing home right now going, hey.
He's going,
What if
well,
he-
I can't believe you'd say that. He's sort of the
I can't believe
He's
you
sort of
say
the
that.
prototypical Jeff Goldblum. He talks kind of in that weird way. He has a strange sort of cadence.
Well, Jeff Goldblum in that it's weird, not.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's
Not
where
that
the-
they not
that's
like,
where
oh,
the
he sounds like
similarity
Je-
stops.
No, but there's a slight Jeff Goldblum. They have a similar tone of voice, even
Sure.
like there's the sort of
I love it when you say that.
A little
You know,
bit.
A lot of great Batman
ah,
bust
my
their
favorite
face.
suit. My favorite suit. I can imagine Adam West having that conversation. Anyways, we got a Riddler thing. That was where we left off last time, because he's on the map. We unlocked a thing, and we're gonna go save a fella.
I still think.
I don't know if this is going to be the last Riddler. Whoop, no, hang on. How do I check my missions? Riddler 37. Never mind. This isn't anywhere near the last Riddler. Well, anywho. You've got the magic internet device. Look up what the 1970s Batman was meant to refer to. Because, I mean, this is blue. Like, purpley blue. This isn't stealth blue.
Let's see. Arkham City, correct?
Well, yeah, I don't know that that's relevant. I mean, just
I'm
look up
just making
1970s
sure.
Batman and see what comes up. I would have thought
Classic look.
was the Adam West in the 70s?
Okay, well, it's.
Or the 60s? Was it older than
Batman
that?
comics of old, returning Batman.
I guess is it just the 70s era of comics? Maybe that's what they mean. Where is the Riddler
seems
fella?
like
He's
that's
over
what they
there.
mean.
Okay. Well, see.
I still submit within the Riddler context that
Did I get this one already? Why is it still green?
The Riddler that played opposite of Mark Hamill in the animated series is...
I don't recall the Riddler in the animated series at all. But that's probably mostly just because I don't know the animated series that well.
Who played...
Well, the most famous, of course, is Jim Carrey.
No.
In terms of people who've played the Riddler, I'm fairly confident. Yeah, I don't think he did it in the animateds, but I'm saying he's probably
John Glover.
John Glover. I don't know who that is.
I know you've probably...
I don't
seen
think I
or
have.
heard
I'm
of
thinking
other
of Crispin
things.
Glover, who is a weird man.
You know him though. He's
You must not mumble like this.
sorry. You know
If you
him.
mumble into the mic.
You know him. I think you know him. I saw him. He's from RoboCop.
RoboCop? Well, I haven't seen RoboCop yet.
Oh, well,
That's on the list. It's on my 80s to-do list.
What
Okay,
else
see,
is
it
he
looks
in?
much better in this room. It's not nearly as purple.
What else is John?
It's much
Glover
more
most
gray-ish.
famous for? It's I mean, Smallville. That's probably why most.
Well, because you
people would
think,
know
well,
him.
I'm a
not
teenage girl.
suggesting you are. I'm just saying most people would.
There
Probably
are
know him.
some people are teenage girls.
But let's see.
His something up is up with his eyes. I don't think he has eyelids. He does not have eyelids. I know his eyes are flashing in and out of existence, but that's not blinking.
It is an objective opinion that the Riddler is terrible in these games.
Is it?
It's.
Well, because we've said that plenty of times. When you say objective, is that the common perception?
I'm fairly confident. It must be. There's no way we're in the minority on that.
Well, we're in the minority on a number of things in life, apparently, so...
Okay, he was in a movie called The Chocolate War. Chocolate War.
Chocolate War. Got it.
So, never mind, then I guess he's not...
Famous?
He's in Shazam.
I've never seen that. I've heard some people say it was alright, but I've also
It was
heard that
supposed
it
to
was
be a
polar-
parody, right?
I don't know.
That's the hard thing, because it almost came off like a parody Black Adam.
Parody Black Adam hasn't come out yet, though.
I know, but that's what
So
I'm
how
saying.
could it be of a parody of a thing that wouldn't come out till
I'm
later?
saying, like...
I'm curious about Black Adam just because The Rock is always fascinating. Like
The
reason
I say
whatever you
parody-
think of his acting, which I'm not saying that because, you should think weirdly of his acting. But, I mean, he's definitely done some odd choices of movies. But regardless, you can't deny that he's somewhat fascinating in what he does.
Well, yes.
It's just like, you go, oh, okay, well. I don't think I would be surprised to hear The Rock was playing anything these days. Like, you could be
That's
like,
true.
The Rock's going to be a superhero. And I'm like, well, about time. Say, I don't know, Rock's going to play, I don't know, William Shakespeare. Be like, he could probably pull it off.
He has proven to be a Renaissance man of that quality, for
I'm
sure.
not sure that Renaissance man applies when you
It-
stick to one field.
Well,
I'm the
I mean,
Renaissance man of acting.
he's not stuck to one field. I mean, he started in wrestling. That's wildly different than...
but it's still a form of theater or
I
theatricality.
suppose, but at the same time, I feel like it's fairly
I don't
thin
know.
to call it similar to what he does now.
I don't think it's the thinnest.
He's not an overactor now, though. Is
well,
the
that's
thing.
not- I
Wrestling
never
is
said that.
filled with overacting,
Well, because it's all fictional.
as are most movies.
Well, but I mean, it's yes, but I mean, it's not just. You know what I mean? It's theatrical to the extreme. I don't
Yes,
know what I'm
that's-
doing here. Unless I could be overthinking. I know that I have to push these buttons, but I'm expecting there to be like a time limit, and maybe there's not. Like maybe I just push one, and then the other. I was thinking I had to set it up such that I was gonna do it quickly. But I don't know. How did we get talking about The Rock? Black Adam hasn't even come out yet. I'm curious, if only because...
I'd see it. I'm not suggesting I wouldn't.
Well, and sadly, that's becoming a phrase that just I use less.
What? I'd see
I'd
it?
see it. Because that used to be like, yeah, of course, whatever. I'd see it because it's just movies used to be somewhat reliable. It's
As
like,
a whole?
Well, I mean, just like the bar of what I would be willing to sit through. I think I had to go through there, but I didn't want to commit to it. The bar of what I'm willing to sit through is lower and lower these days. Because, like, for example, have you seen the monstrosity? I don't know that it's going to be a monstrosity, but it's going to be a monstrosity of Lightyear.
Oh, I haven't seen.
I'm detecting nuttiness. Because I saw that, and not only it was terrible. Because at first I'm like, okay, I see the thing, and then I moused over it on YouTube, and it plays like the preview, and it's like, and then I mouse over the title. And it says at the end, it's like, oh, Chris Evans. And I'm like, oh, of course it would be Chris Evans. Of course, because you can't. It's like.
People need to.
It's just.
Here's the thing.
It can't possibly. Because here's the thing. Are we not. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know what.
I don't appreciate.
Anything.
Like, okay, I loved Chris Evans as Captain America, but that's all. But it's only for that role. Again, I don't think he's like the greatest superhero actor ever because that's
far from that.
Yeah, I mean
No
that's obviously Johnny. I mean that's obviously Robert Downey Jr.
Johnny Robert Downey. Where were you going? Huey, Louie, Dewey. Where were you going with that? I don't know what I'm doing with this.
No, but at the same time, I go to overuse him.
Quick.
I'd feel the same way about Chris Hemsworth.
It's like typecasting to the highest degree.
Right, that's my point.
He was a super soldier. Now he's a different super soldier. But here's the thing that bothers me. Was it not? Maybe I just don't remember. But the whole Buzz Lightyear Star Command show,
100%.
That was fictional within, like, that was the TV show that the Buzz Lightyear toy was
canon,
based on.
Yes.
It's not like Buzz the toy actually did these things.
No,
he was a toy of this show, so Buzz Lightyear Space Command made sense as a cartoon.
Well, and
this. I don't know what they're doing. Is this just Buzz Lightyear Space Command, but gritty and
Star Command
and future Star Command Space? What did I say? Space Command. Close enough.
Here's the thing, though. There was also a very little known, and I'm glad that this came up in normal conversation because I get to talk.
You call this normal conversation?
I get to talk about a movie that's actually one of my favorites.
The Buzz Lightyear movie.
There
was that not also called Buzz Lightyear
yes,
Star Command?
It was.
Whoa. Okay, that's much creepier with the eyes like that now.
You did.
It was a very little known movie that they did because it didn't really even get that much publicity.
Well, it was a direct to
VHS,
VHS,
right,
wasn't it?
Yeah, direct to
CVS.
And if you could only buy it at CVS.
Well, there's probably.
But it was great. I actually really appreciate that movie, and that's enough of an origin story for me. I'm like, I don't need more.
Well, especially because what is this gonna be?
Well, I don't know, but literally in that movie, you get like boot camp for him and everything. Like it's got everything. He's got a rival at boot camp and everything. I'm going, what? He even goes home. In the show,
I never watched the show much because it was around when I was very young and wasn't watching much TV.
What was that weird planet chick? Galaga? No.
Am I in the ballpark here?
I can't remember what her name is. That's going to bother me a lot.
I don't remember much of it, but all I'm saying is
Galectra or something like that. It's like, but she's literally got a head the size of a planet. It's like, but she had this.
You remember
thing
this more than me. She had this thing for
Buzz.
For
Buzz, yes.
Well, who doesn't?
She.
Jesse's got a thing for Buzz. Clearly. Visual combo whiplash. Might as well. I'm not gonna play as Catwoman ever again. I'm just saying, is it going to be a gritty reinterpretation of the Buzz Lightyear TV show? Because I'm not sure I want that. And it certainly can't be like a continuation of the Toy Story plot, because the whole point is that Buzz was never actually, that he was a toy of that character. So I guess maybe they're suggesting this is the real character now, but we've already established the character's fake. The character only exists because he was a toy.
Did they establish that?
Well, within the movie Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear is a cartoon character. That is why he's made into a toy. Like, the Buzz Lightyear toys that you buy nowadays it's a meta level of meta levels. But the point is...
Which is a part of the charm to me. I mean...
Well, yeah.
But okay,
like the fact that they created
I'm petitioning.
toys that are now toys that were toys. For
anybody that
people
wants
that
to
were
get
not
in
real.
on this, I'm petitioning.
You're going to start a Kickstarter for something you don't own.
I'm starting a Kickstarter
Then you're going to court for being copyright infringement.
For the there is a short that's now out. That's within the Toy Story. Listen, within the Toy Story.
You're gonna hear me out.
You're gonna hear me. Within the Toy Story universe, that's like what is it called? Something about the stories of terror or something like that. And it's like this weird kind of Halloweeny horror special ish within the Toy Story universe. It's fascinatingly hilarious, and there is a group of characters in that. Called the Fastener 4, and it's hilarious. The Fastener because 4. One of them is Pocketeer, and then like the others, the bottom line is they need to make this
parody beyond parody,
and they need to make this toy line hardcore because I would buy it in a heartbeat. I assure you,
they are already on the move with
I don't know if they are, but I wish
Disney
that
probably.
Would be.
I think Disney designs movies around toys these days.
That may be true. But that's a soapbox for another time.
Oh, we've got too many. We've got too many soapboxes. We're gonna be hunted down. We are the 1% of soapboxes. We've got the summer soapbox and the cabin soapbox in the woods.
Back to
beach house soapbox. I don't know. Do we have anywhere else to go? I was just angry about this.
That sounded like a musical genre.
I don't know where we're going.
Beach house soapbox.
Sure. Or a variety of ska. Whoa, that was weird. I'm just saying, I saw the ads, and we talked about this because we were talking about Black Adam being like, oh, I'd see it, which is a thing I wouldn't say about the Lightyear thing. I just go, I don't care if it does turn out to be an okay movie. On principle, I'm just like, and it's sad because it's Pixar. And not Disney Pixar. It's just Pixar.
Do you know why, though? It's because Disney bought them out.
Well, Disney's owned Pixar forever.
Yeah, but I mean,
they bought them out intellectually?
More controlling interest at this point.
Could be. Well, because Pixar used to be, I mean, as we've said, Disney and Pixar used to be the champions of let's actually treat our subject matter with respect. Oh, hi. I didn't know you were here.
That's obviously happening less and less.
And then after Disney gave up on that, Pixar at least did it for a while, and now apparently Pixar's gone the way of the corporate money grabbers, which is I don't even like. It
was kind of inevitable, I suppose.
No, it didn't have to be inevitable. They could have said, you know what, and because I can't. Why do you watch a movie? You watch a movie because it's a story that someone thought, hey, this would be a good idea. I've got an idea for this character. I think we could make a fascinating story. It could be, I mean, interesting is not the only thing it could be, but it's the one thing it at least should be.
Compelling.
Yes, it's like this story should be told. This would benefit people to hear this. Because that's all a story does. It has no functional purpose. It's just, oh, isn't this something people could relate to?
Inspirational.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more than just entertainment. It's not just like, hey, how about we waste 2 hours?
Oh, for sure.
It's
but like, see, a lot of people do.
Well, yeah, that's what a lot of movies are. But it's like, it used to be, hey...
Well, no, you didn't hear my statement. A lot of people do.
Well, that's true,
A lot of people waste 2 hours and go, I feel like I've done something.
No, but see, they don't feel like that. Not when they get done with it.
You're just thinking that to people.
Well, no, they waste those 2 hours, and then that's what makes people hollow and empty. I'm putting the soapbox away before the tools come out and it becomes a triple layer.
I didn't think that was soapbox. I thought you were about to get out your Freudian couch.
Freudian couch, I keep it with me. Just in case I ever need to, talk about someone's mother. I see glowing green. That can only mean good things. Anyways, all I'm saying is movies used to be better than this. And so I highly doubt anyone at Pixar thought, hey, I've got this great idea to continue the Buzz Lightyear story. It just came across as like, hey, what's something that's marketable? Well, Buzz.
Let's make him edgy.
Well, it's like, and it's not, if they had made it either in the cartoon style or even in the Toy Story style, sure, but they've made it some kind of weird Incredibles-esque, like they're obviously cartoons, but they're sort of more caricatures, like they look semi-human. Like it isn't an obvious cartoon, it's sort of in that middle ground. And I'm like,
I don't know. It's almost like, well, we can't do
What are we doing?
we can't do a live action.
What?
We surely can't do a live action Buzz Lightyear.
They probably. I mean, there's a part of me that that is glad they didn't. There's also a part of me that's like, well, it would have taken some brass. Like at the very least, someone's getting beat up. That man is being mugged, except I don't know where he is. He's somewhere. My arrow is justice. Aha!
Justice is my arrow, and I don't know.
And I'm climbing in windows and snatching thugs up. Oh! Crack him like a bad egg. Really bad eggs. All right.
But, interestingly...
How many of these
and we
do we
were
got
just
left?
talking about this tonight.
Were we? Have we been talking about a bunch of things?
About,
we're not even halfway through the random assaults either. We are through the game, so I mean, this is all that's left. We're in post story mode.
That still give us some hope.
Yeah, well, we could talk about that because
I think it would be a nice
swan song.
I just feel like it would.
Cobra Kai is a good show. We're cutting to the chase.
Yeah. Well, there's other things.
And not every show
is. Have we talked about our wound yet?
Well, we haven't talked about how the wound has festered. We talked about it while it was in the progress of being made.
It's official now. It's a wound.
It's more than a wound. What was that? That was very comic booky.
Well, that was also very almost Spider-Man-esque.
Well, a little bit. That was like hardcore. This suit is just a little too much. It's better than the animated suit we had last time. That looked very, speaking of Incredibles. But this is a little too virile.
Wow.
It makes me uncomfortable. We got nothing to do. What are we doing? I gotta beat some people up. Or submissions. I want Zaz back. I want Zaz and Hush. Where are they at?
Hush is already done, isn't he?
No.
What?
They're 35% Hush. We have done the least of Hush of all of our side missions.
Oh,
There's 3 bodies. We've only found 1, and then we have to confront the actual dude. I have since realized. I mean, we'll get to your talk about but we're talking about Hush. I remember way back months ago when we first were talking about this series, and we were talking about the news of the Robert Pattinson Batman, or Patman, as we call him, which I will continue to call him. Because a trailer had just been released then, and a trailer's been released now. Have you seen it?
I have not.
I
thought I saw the older one.
Well, no, I'm saying, the recent one.
No.
It seems to quash my hopes that they might be addressing the Hush character, because it seems like that's not who it's going to be. Although, I'm somewhat curious about the fact that it seems like it's going to be a mishmash. Like, that ought to be interesting, because...
Like mishmash in it.
As in the trailer, there was, like, penguins in it, someone else
Yeah,
is
but
in
that
it.
happened with the later, what's it called?
Arrow?
No.
Is this a thing I can destroy? Yeah, it is.
What's the actor's name?
I don't know the actor's name.
Garfield. Andrew
Andrew?
Garfield.
Simon?
Spider-Man's, where they tried to cram so many villains into one movie that was like,
I mean,
it's not good.
It's not. I'm not saying it's inherently good, but it's at least interesting. But I don't. From what I gathered, the Hush, the inklings of the Hush thought don't seem to be getting much play. Either that, or they just were focusing on other people. I don't know. I just would think it would be interesting. He's never been in a film, as far as I gather. I'm not even sure how much of the shows he was in. But anyways, you were talking about the wound that festers and bleeds.
Yeah, unfortunately, House has officially let us down.
Yeah.
I don't know that I
No
ever
one
had
warned
hope.
us.
Hope isn't the right word.
I had hope. I loved
I
House.
No, I'm saying like by the end of that or by the beginning of that season, we were both kind of going, okay, I don't think they're going to be able to save this, but
yeah.
But we had at the back of my mind, I always thought maybe they're going to pull out something that at least be
what did you
palatable.
think they could
but
do? Because I didn't think they could do anything. The thing
just
is,
wasn't.
it was. I don't.
It was a hollow.
In all
victory
fairness,
of what it could have been.
compared to Arrow, it was only one season that went totally up somewhere, up a creek with no canoe. So it wasn't quite the Arrow torture that was like, okay, this literally is just mutilation of a corpse at this point. But it still, I mean, it was just painful. And we're probably the last two people on Earth who haven't seen it, so I guess there's no point not to spoil.
I'm curious though, why so many people?
Well, because it was
House is such a great show.
It was the most famous show while it aired. It was like one of the top, if not the top show
and even that
in the country while it was airing.
Follow-up show that was like, this is all. Well, the follow-up episode.
The documentary was like,
thing. This is all we've done, and here's the people we've used and talked to and stuff. They were still acting like.
Well, maybe
this
people
was
were
such
still
a great
riding the
show
high.
that I don't know.
Because up until season 7, the show was great. I loved it. I thought it continued to get better over time, which maybe we did. Maybe we're wrong about that. Because apparently everyone else thought, all this character development we've had, let's just can it because we don't like it. We're gonna just completely change everything and ruin.
But I feel like there's a larger narrative there. Why is it that? Here's the thing.
People turned it into Breaking Bad, and I'm annoyed by that.
Well,
because I like Breaking Bad, but it's not the same.
No,
I didn't watch those two shows for the
because
same reason.
industries like Disney and cash cows
it wasn't
of
their
that
fault.
nature.
Disney, I don't know who
listen. They don't just move that direction of like doing old and
we are wandering.
And, what is it called? Insipid things repeatedly. Because of the fact that they just want to. It's because the market's moving that direction. So clearly
they made money.
That's what I'm saying. So clearly,
but then again, it was only one season. Like,
what if
you gotta wonder? Maybe it wouldn't have had it continued in that path.
What if we're the anomaly though, of like with these weird critics that expect more from I don't know.
That sounds.
I mean, that sounds
glittery.
A trifle.
That was weird.
Self-righteous.
Well,
I suppose.
It was a little like. Yeah, a bit pretentious.
But I mean...
Surely we can't be wrong.
No,
it's the children who are wrong.
I'm not suggesting we can't be wrong. What I'm saying is we're clearly not...
What was I looking at? Why did that...
We're alone is what We're alone.
What am I supposed to... Oh, assault.
I mean,
like,
right,
I should be stopping that.
Is it just that other people don't actually hold them to that standard? Because to me...
There's an assault happening and I don't know where.
To me, the writers... I mean, this is your job. I'm sorry.
You got no excuse.
You get paid for this. So,
He is getting mugged. It's happening right here. Assault is in progress underneath my very nose. Is it those two? That's awfully... He's in the middle of the street, and he looks to be alone. Well, he's not alone anymore. Although he soon will be. I have no clue what I just did to him. I think I assaulted him. That was the assault that was in progress. Well, it's clearly not him. He's smacking a telephone pole. The assault is fictional? Okay, the assault is moving. The assault is over there now.
He was last seen being assaulted.
He was last seen assaulting a man over there. Don't Batman.
So anyway, all that to say, there is a glimmer of hope in a darkened world.
Well, that's sure you can take it there.
That there are some shows that still and movies that still have some redeemable quality. Case in point, Cobra Kai is great.
They're still doing strong, and I was nervous because after Netflix bought them out, I was like, oh boy, are they going to clamp down and then go, hey, let's make this what we want it to be, ignoring the fan base it built entirely on its own. But
it's fantastic.
I was just being jaded.
It's fantastic because they have not only high levels of respect for the original content very clearly, but
they have high levels of respect for their audience. Well, and so few things have that ever today.
What was that? Well, not only that, but also they take the time. Here's the thing: if you let the public,
there we go. Finally,
you let the public dictate time frames of shows and when they should come out, of course people are going to say, we need this sooner. But if you know that it's going to be trash, like Peter Jackson did with the Hobbits.
That's sad. I still don't blame him for that.
No, but that's what I mean. Don't release it then. And Cobra Kai's done a great job of going, no, we're going to push this back because
I don't know that they was bad that they did that because of, I think it was a bunch of random factors.
There was the whole pseudo quote-unquote pandemic. I'll have you guess about how we feel about that one.
I think we've well and truly lost all how can you not? Batman.
All what?
Adam West. Adam.
Darn it, Adam. Change your name.
Get in the wood. He just won't.
What? Get in the wood.
He won't do it.
Anyway.
Dive bomb into the wood or over here. Adam. What are you doing? What are you doing, Adam? I don't know why I keep calling him
Adam
that.
West.
It's just
What
funny.
are you doing up there?
It's just... what is your... Adam. Apparently electricity doesn't work on wood. Or
Knock
that.
on wood. Oh, yeah.
I wonder if maybe I could... Aha! He still can't get in there.
So, anyway, it's a great show. And
it is.
The exciting thing to me is that they have such an appreciation for the original content, and yet...
I'm more
they
impressed by their
not
appreciation for the fans.
But they're not keeping it... They're keeping it fresh, and the whole concept...
Well, they're always
so
good. We even commented, they're always good at subverting what you
Yes,
think.
we have a friend that actually loved the original movies. And actually
Could you believe that? We do have more than just friends. More than just each other.
Well, and the funny thing is, he actually really doesn't like them that much because he
I don't know that
has such an affinity for.
He's got a very black and white perception of like character. It's like they're either good or bad. He doesn't seem to like the interplay.
But see, what I loved about this show was that it brought real life to the original movies, which was that
this assault
people are not evil or bullies within a vacuum. It's except for the teacher. He's just a
they may not even commit to that. They might,
exactly.
But they're seeming to be like, yeah, he's not. They're saying an assault is happening there, and it blatantly isn't. They're pointing right there. There is no assault right there. Why do they lie?
I'll glide kick him anyway.
No, I don't got to be picking fights with 4 guys with guns. Why?
Anyway, it's a great show.
It is indeed. I've been jaded, and so it's been nice to be like, oh, I can actually, I don't know that we can trust him yet. We've only started watching, and we're like, again, way behind, which is sad because we actually used to be quite ahead of the curve on this. We liked it back when it was a YouTube Red show, before YouTube Red went away.
Yeah.
Because now it's not even YouTube Red, it's just YouTube. It's just premium now.
I don't even know.
It's a bit boring. But yeah, I got it. I got YouTube. In fact, that was the long game. They were playing the long game with me. Because I got YouTube Red, if only because I wanted to watch the show. And then it turns out a 3-month trial period is the perfect length of time to have people get super used to your service. And then you've got them. Then the hooks are in deep. Because seriously, I was like, 3 months, that's like forever.
Never heal.
I'll never need to, I'll do all I need with it in that time. I'm not going to have to buy it after that because 3 months, I'll get all I want out of it. And then you get real used to being able to, look on other stuff on your phone while YouTube's on. Or being able to turn your phone off and no ads and stuff. And then the day it went back, I was like, oh, they got me. Because, and I've been a YouTube person ever since.
You still have premium?
Yep. Because I'm just like, they got me. Although I had the student price, it was sort of like the Amazon student thing, except for YouTube. And I now know that it's like significantly more expensive than that when you're not a student. Oh. And I am no longer a student. So once my current thing goes up, they're gonna whack me, and I'm not sure I'll keep it after that, but it'll be hard.
Do they know? Will they know?
And people's know? Well, yeah, no, because it's like I had to say, this is my year, because it's like you have to provide proof of studentship. I don't know how they verify that. You have to have a student email address and whatnot. All I'm saying is it was clever marketing. But yeah, but then we watched it together, and then it got bought, and then a whole bunch of other stuff happened, and now
Here
We're
we
late
are.
to the party, but we still appreciate it. And it's warms my cockles. Have I said that before? I've said that before, haven't I? I know you don't like it when I say that.
I don't think Adam West likes it either.
Well, Adam West likes his cockles warmed. Oh, it's you! I can finally get this done. Do you like...
We have been watching you for a
Do you want me to
long
warm your
time,
cockles?
Batman.
Well, what are you gonna do? You gonna warm my cockles with that spear? Ah, it's too warm. Too hot for my cockles. Scanning.
So,
How many more of these are there?
Anyway.
Wiggity woogity. Who's the mysterious fellow? I don't know who that is actually from the comics. The Watcher? Not my...
that
my
one's not
bag.
actually one that I recognize.
Anyways, it's good to have people and writers that care about creative expression and the people that they are, I don't know what you'd call it. They're not exactly providing a service. I mean, I suppose you could call it some kind of a service.
Yeah, but I feel like you
they're
just...
providing an experience, and they respect the people for whom that experience means something.
And you have to take
It isn't
your
just money.
content... I don't know. I mean, I think it falls
I
into
think
the
we're
same...
on the soapbox again. I think all pretense is lost.
The same context can be said with music. It's like when you start making music for the sake of the listeners rather than just creating.
Well, have we
And it
talked
goes
about this? We
downhill.
said we wouldn't talk about music. We can't go back on that. It's been 3 episodes in a row. Gotta have some consistency.
Well,
Consistency in talking about music, apparently.
no, I wasn't specifically going to talk about music. I actually thought, and this is, I know we've
actually
talked
thought.
about this before, but it's
There's a
worth-
phone right there. Wouldn't it be awesome if Zaz were to
it's
call me right
worth
now?
Updating the context of where
Come on,
what.
Zaz. Yeah, Zaz. Yeah, Victor. Yeah, Victor. Come on, Zaz. He ain't gonna do it.
Zaz!
He's gonna be a joke. Because we're close to Zaz. I think we've only got a couple more.
I thought we'd give that conversation about digital minimalism an update.
Do we need
slightly.
to go on a whack with that?
A little
I didn't realize there
And
was
here's the
dudes.
reason.
Explosions tend to attract attention.
bit. Here's the reason right here is Meta.
Meta.
Have you not heard about that
Meta?
news?
Meta as in from Newsies?
Nope. Meta as in
Meta,
Facebook
Meta
is
filter?
literally now changing their entire company to be called Meta. That is their solution
Like, for
to
real?
Oh yeah.
Like this
And
is
this
and
is like
people
for real.
know?
And people know this. So what
Like
happened?
that's like
So this
what
is
and it's just
okay.
No.
So yeah, exactly. So listen, this is why I thought it was worth the update. Is
no.
so that whole
You're
thing,
talking about the company or like the actual cuz I
everything.
like you're talking about it's no longer facebook.com, it's going to be meta.com.
It's yes.
Cuz it wouldn't surprise me if it's like the corporation is going to change names, but the service is still okay.
No, it's gonna be called
Oh.
Meta now.
No one's going to say that. Hey, can I add you on Meta?
Well, here's what they're doing, and
He's my friend on Meta.
they.
It sounds stupid. Sounds like a dumb dating
I'm just
app.
gonna let you. I'm gonna enjoy your.
Well, you've sprung
You're
this on me,
fuming a
so
little
you're
bit.
getting raw reactions today.
Because this is something I came across, and it was again, it's kind
And
of
why
pop
Meta?
culture, which I feel like is.
Because
so
there's
here's
already
their
like
argument.
Meta filter, and
And
that's already.
metaverse is literally what they're going for, and they're calling it the metaverse. And they're saying-
how wanky can you get,
It's super wanky, but
Mark? Just keep it to yourself. Don't include us in your weird habits.
well,
I know he's trying to understand human behavior.
exactly. He's alien. So, the bottom line is, within the news of pop culture,
Phone. Perfect timing.
after Facebook had their massive fall from grace that they never had,
Grace that they never had, or a fall they never had. Because I'm not sure actually which
grace
is more
they
accurate.
never had. they did that whole full, day that they were gone, and it was just like, oh,
was that
Facebook
deliberate?
got
I thought that
deleted.
was a glitch because
It was not
Instagram
a
it happened to
glitch.
Instagram too.
It
Although I
was
think
not
it's
a
because
glitch.
Instagram owns
It's
or Facebook
owned by
owns.
Facebook, and the reason is because there was a whistleblower that came out
and they shot him.
And they basically went and scrubbed their DNS servers is what they did, but nobody knows that behind the scenes except that I know that behind the scenes.
How do you know that behind the scenes?
Because that's what you would do
on
if
them,
you're
on them
and
conspiracy forums.
No, I'm just suggesting that as a company that's trying to hide all of the weird things you're doing behind the scenes, as far as controlling content and what is being shared and what's not.
Well, the simplest solution to their problem would just be to say, hey, we're a publishing platform now.
Exactly.
Because Ben Shapiro talks about this, where it's like, you are either a social media site, which means people can say and do whatever the heck they want, or you're a publishing company, at which point you are responsible for what people put out.
Right.
And it's like, it would literally, all you'd have to do is say, hey, we're a publishing platform that we're going to start censoring stuff.
That's the point. They don't want to claim that because their whole point is they want to...
Because they would literally have to change nothing.
Because they would, though.
Not really. They could do everything they're doing except just acknowledge that they're doing it.
Exactly, and that's the point. They're afraid.
This is a long way away.
They're afraid to acknowledge the false pretense that they've given the public that it's a free and public platform of sharing anything.
Yeah,
and
but
doing
things like Huffington Post or the Washington, what is the other one called? The pseudo news sites that are basically just glorified social media.
I'm just playing.
Well,
I'm joking.
But like those kinds of stuff, just be The Verge and like that nonsense.
Right, The Verge,
just be that. Oh, we found him. This was the last Zaz. Just like, because those things are still popular. It's not like we need. It's not like acknowledging that you're a publishing company is going to change that.
It does, though, because they're trying to manipulate culture without having to say we're the ones pulling the strings.
It's all right. This is culture.
This sounds very tin hatty, but that is what they're doing.
It does sound a little.
I promise you that they took a day to scrub their DNS.
Is this an assault in progress, or is this just like some brotherly love?
He's just holding his lapel.
Just going, man, that thread really is in there. I can't pull it on it. Get out of here. You can't go pulling on a man's threads.
Simply because he's an Eskimo. Did you not see that man's coat?
It was just a coat. It's snowing out here. You can't be racist like that. Because he's an Eskimo.
This is a nice coat.
Oh, this is a fun one. This is a fun one. We gotta play the game.
Okay, do you want me to put a pin in it real quick? Okay.
Now it's your turn to soapbox. You might as well share it.
So
it's big enough.
Anyway, it's a big deal, and I think the bottom line is they took a minute to kind of. A lot of people when they came back, people were going, okay, that this is just going to be one of those things where Facebook gets a slap on the wrist. Hey, you can't exhibit that kind of censorship.
What? I was just in this room. You can't be telling me these dudes were here. Oh, it's just this dude. I'm hearing some assault happening. Is it over there? Okay, so I'm double assaulting while also solving a Riddler trophy.
But
Batman is a multitasker.
But when they came back, apparently they had a bigger. Well, this is honestly been in the works behind the scenes, and it's just now coming out. But the bottom line is they've had a bigger plan for rebranding themselves, maybe, for a long while.
Well, of course they have. Companies like this have to have long-term plans.
It's not long-term plans, though. It was contingency plan.
In case of diminishing profile.
In case of, kind of. I mean, it was like in case of legality issues, break glass.
I don't know. This is why I'm not on any of them anymore.
So the bottom line is, Meta now. Facebook owns.
They better not try
WhatsApp
I knew about that.
And Facebook.
So they own
Instagram.
So they own a bunch of stuff you shouldn't use.
This one is one that you're gonna be upset about this. Apparently,
YouTube
in 2014, Facebook, kind of not really in any sort of public manner, although I'm sure some people knew about it, for $2 billion, bought Oculus Rift.
I knew about that. That was a big deal when it happened.
So I know.
I also don't own an Oculus and not exactly planning to.
I'm not specifically saying we're huge fans of the platform. However, what I am saying to you is that for those that were Oculus users.
They've
Now-
all gone to the other ones.
No, not well. Yeah, because now officially,
And the other ones have ended up
Facebook
beating them out anyways in terms of
saying
popularity.
you have to be a Facebook user in order to use Oculus, a social.
That doesn't surprise. Well, because no one's going to. Who's going to use the Oculus Rift for social purposes?
Apparently, on Meta, that's what they're pushing. Is
Well,
that,
Meta
you
can stuff it somewhere. Somewhere Meta.
somewhere Meta.
Stuff it in your astral realm.
That was more clever than you.
I knew it, sort of, but it not fully. Astral plane, I think, is what I meant to say, but I caught myself midway and then flubbed it.
But the
Take it
the
to your realm of the
concern-
forms.
the concern
Why am I failing at this?
is that
I've got to get the ultimate boost.
well, their push, I suppose. So their new whole branding.
But
is
that
you
doesn't
can-
change the fact that no one's going to use the Oculus Rift for social media.
Well,
it's not what it's for.
They're trying to basically suggest that online has now become like this. Oh,
So
you
it's
can
better than life, is
particip-
what they're going for.
It's very much like
They're
a
creating the
little bit
What was that called? That stupid game
Inception
called?
and
Is it better
what's
than
the
life or
other-
Second Life? It was called Second Life.
Second Life.
That's what they're thinking they're going to do.
But that's the whole metaverse. They're kind of trying to create this whole thing, and I go, this is where I go within digital minimalism.
Oh, here we
Hard
go.
pass.
That's not even the reason for my hard pass.
It's not even. Well,
How
I'm
much
just,
harder do I have to pass?
I mean,
Is there
that's
a
my
high,
question too.
Is there a higher place in Arkham? This is the tallest thing I can get on.
Is there a
'Cause I have to do the
lower
ground-
place that Facebook can sink?
Not really. I have to get a. I have
to call yourself Meta
Well,
is
that's-
so beyond.
Well, I guess that's taller, but I would no doubt that's too far
it's
away.
more than just on the nose. It's like insultingly.
It's
If you can't see that the common public to the Facebook
I
user
can't see.
or Facebook CEOs
I'm gonna miss it.
are nothing but sheep,
Oh, I forgot
be
I had my
led,
shockwave.
then
That's what I have to do.
I don't know how to help you.
Well, the age-old, it's an adage. It's not really an adage. I actually saw it as a political cartoon. And it wasn't strictly about Facebook, but someone had mentioned it within the context of Facebook, which is why I associate it. But it's two pigs in a barn going, hey, can't you believe, isn't it great that we get to live here for free? And it's like, yeah, even the food's free. And the comment, and the sort of little, I don't know what you call it when it's a political cartoon. The caption said, if you're not paying, you're the product. And it's like, yeah, kinda. They're not serving you anything. They're serving you to other people.
Well,
So,
and
I
they're
haven't-
serving you to the government and giving them
don't
information.
Well,
I mean, I've got to be honest.
I don't even know that it's the government. I think
It's
it
not
might be
solely-
aliens at this point. I think he's transmitting back to his homeland. I'm going to
Zuckerberg phone home.
It's called Zuckivania. I missed it by too far. Oh, I didn't miss it by too far. Come on. What? That was worse than last time. You have to do some kind of heavy ground pound. It's like the quintessential Carney game. But I can't pound the ground any harder than this.
So
You
Anyway, I
said
thought
we weren't
that-
going to soapbox,
no,
and why'd
but
you
I
bring
thought
this
that
up?
was an interesting update to that
Well,
because the bottom
would you
line
like to
is-
know my political affiliation now? Because we might as well just say it. Because really, as the days
only-
go,
the only
as the
thing
days
that's
go
left.
on, my only thoughts, my political opinion is thus: lots of guns. Just like, leave me alone, and if you don't, you will. Because that's basically where I'm going. It's like, I don't really care what your agenda is, as long as just leave me out of it.
Well,
that's where I want to be.
And we've actually said
I want to
that.
be
I'm-
away from you.
What's interesting is I'm not so hyper conservative that I think everybody else ought to be conservative as well.
I
what
wouldn't even
I'd say
describe
is-
myself as conservative.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think I am. If I had my way in politics, it would really be to get back to the
Really
reality.
be lots more guns.
No, well, yes, but it would really be the reality that everybody gets to live their own life. Just get out of people's business.
Well, but
I
you
mean-
can't enforce that.
Well, that's
have
the point.
guns.
You can't. Well, that's exactly it.
All I'm just saying
It's
is,
a little bit of like the
I'm just
Wild
waiting.
West principle, but still,
well,
I mean,
we
it's
talked about that, but I'm just waiting for like some political canvasser to be like, "Oh, what's your opinion on this?" And I'm just going to be like, "Guns." Always the guns.
Always the gun. Maybe it's because guns. Maybe it's because guns live here.
Yeah, it's just a little like, just leave me alone. Whatever you're doing, do it without me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it. Hey, there we go. Got it. We finally got it. Now I gotta hit it.
So,
yay. Well, thanks for that derailing soapbox.
No,
We're
it
never
wasn't
gonna get off of this
derailing.
soapbox.
it was a beautiful.
The soapbox is in fact
addition
actually a
and-
prison. We can't leave it either.
It was a beautiful addition to the update of. It at least contributes to.
Well, I'm planning on buying a flip phone. I'm not even joking
confidence-
anymore.
Well, but I mean, it
It's gonna happen
contributes to
soon.
the confidence of my switch to digital minimalism because I go, I just so don't want to be a part of some like
Nope,
group of
don't like that.
some group of people that say that metaverse of like some sort of online. Oh, I get to hang out with my friends digitally via VR.
Guess
I'm
what you
going,
can do doing that? It's so much more fun. Play TF2, play Lord of the Rings,
Here's
play
what
literally anything.
here's what you could
play
do.
Fortnite even if you dare to.
Or
if you can stand to be around 14-year-olds
Here's
for
an
that long.
idea. Actually, hang out with someone. Like,
Well, I'm of
there's
that
a
opinion,
reason.
but I recognize there's a utility to the gaming. But see, gaming's already done this.
But utilities.
if you want friends across the world, like if your friends are far away, play games. That's literally how we've solved this problem years ago. It's
Yes.
like this whole we're gonna hang out in like just a digital room,
That's essentially what.
because
they're
that doesn't
creating.
sound like a whole lot of fun. If I'm gonna hang out with friends online, we might as well do something
Sounds
cool.
like a Jedi Council meeting. It was what it
Yeah,
sounds
with the
like.
weird. Well, okay. I mean, I'm not going to do this, but that would be the only way that I'd be like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. I still wouldn't do it, but I'd be like, oh, funny joke, Star Wars and whatnot. They're telling me Zaz is in the middle of the street. I'm guessing he's inside that building with the door, but they could have made that slightly clearer.
I think it's
That man is dead.
the notion that
Whoa,
technology
he is in the ground.
becomes. You punched him so
He's
hard.
halfway buried already. Don't even have to bury him the rest of the way. Don't even try. Your friend is part concrete right now.
When Batman says he's gonna put you 6 feet under, he actually does.
There's no shovel involved. No. You don't punch Adam West. He's a national treasure.
And take off the conductor outfit, will you?
It's the same dude, yeah. He's really thinking it's going to come back in. He's like, just you wait someday, man.
The minute I take it off, it'll come back into style. So the notion that technology should be integrated so much into our life that it's necessary. Here's the thing. As you said, it was utility before.
I think I concluded the question you refused to answer last time.
Which is what?
Which is, what was the last technological advancement that actually made a proper difference? That didn't end up wasting more time than you saved. And I realized that I was being too pessimistic. I was going too far back, because I think genuinely.
What did you say again? I can't remember.
Honestly, I don't.
The
know.
light bulb.
You were the one who wanted to go back to Ben Franklin. And he's not denying it either. Okay, so here's the Zaz thing. Where are we at? 53. We'll probably get through this before.
I was being somewhat punny in that.
I think genuinely it was probably GPS maps for phones. Because as much as I'm considering, well, I'm not even just considering, I actually do fully intend to buy, when it comes time to buy a new phone, which is rapidly approaching, because my old phone is just garbage and I hate Apple. As if you couldn't tell.
Another soapbox that we could get on, but we're not going to today.
Well, we say this. Let's commit to that at least.
We may just put our toe on.
No, please. Now I don't remember. What was I saying?
Sorry, the new phone.
Yes.
Rapidly approaching.
But why was I bringing that up?
Because you're committed to a better life.
Well, that is why. But I can't remember it. It frightens me.
put you all the way back where we
Well,
were.
but I remember talking about that, but I'm like, even now I'm like, how does that relate? How was I going to tell you that is?
Ben Franklin.
You wanted to go back further. Yes, GPS for
Thank
phones.
you. That's what I was...
Because that's where I realized
You're welcome.
when I'm considering buying a different phone, I'm like, that's the one feature that I would find myself quite limited without having. Because obviously, I even have a map, an old school map in my car, but it's in my glove box and I've never used it once. Because if someone says, hey, let's find a place to eat, those things aren't on maps. And if it is, my map's probably from like the 90s. So it's like, that's not... You're going to either have to know everywhere in your city immediately or just follow people everywhere. And there's no like, oh yeah, just look up where the nearest one of these is.
Yeah.
Because I understand some people might complain that it makes you sort of helpless and that it makes you unable to, like, if you ever were in a situation where you didn't have access to that and needed to get somewhere, you wouldn't know how to read a map and whatnot. Those are easy enough skills, I think, to develop.
Well, and you have the map in your car. You were talking about things that saved you time.
Well, yes, and this does that massively, because it's like, yes, I could get by without it, but it would severely limit my ability to get things done reasonably quickly. Oh, I didn't realize that was a problem. So that would be my answer to that, because you never gave your answer.
No, I think that's a good
because you think, we should all be farmers, and I'm not even opposed to that.
No, I
idea.
don't. Obviously, I was speaking in extreme cases, but I do
Get
think
up there, Adam.
if you're talking about the ease of life, I would say the minute that I don't know that I would be able to put my finger on a particular advancement that I would say
Batman
was the last significant one. I think it would be much easier for me to say when technology started to go south.
Well,
and that is the perspective.
Again, I think it's social media.
And that is the perspective of it being a part of life as a necessity rather than as a benefit. It's like, okay, that's not okay. Because
again, respect for the user / the audience / just people.
And now we're on Tron.
Oh, the user. Okay, I was like, how do you get to Tron from that? But that's a flimsy...
No, it's not. It's a brilliant segue. Not that we're going to talk about Tron.
We already did, didn't we? We talked a bunch about it.
Tron.
And that's literally how easy it is to beat Zaz. We punched him once.
It cannot be over. My
If Mega Man was just a regular human, he'd look like this. He's got about as big a head as you could have before you'd be like, okay, something's wrong with you.
You're going to talk about his head when his neck has such a leather meat on it?
Do you realize that is not his actual neck, right? He's wearing a thing.
Yes, and that is around his neck somehow.
Well, he's not...
Considering that he's a giraffe.
You don't know. You don't know how... Oh, you're talking about the length of it. I think you're talking about how thick his neck is.
No, I'm saying...
So we finally beat Zaz, and
This cannot be my length of my neck.
Oh, I forgot. They had to... Yeah, I had to push a button because I've got that thing to buy. Broker. Real estate office property. I'd like to point out, if you're a real estate broker... This is about the worst way you could ever possibly advertise yourself. The broker. Hi, do you have the number for the broker? Which one? The one.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have that? I need to talk to him. Out of view, it's right here. This is a hint, by the way. That's why I'm focusing on it. Subject too small. Well, you didn't like it when it was big. Subject out of view. Oh, is this? Well, then what? I know it's one of these things. It's not the computer, is it? What is it, Batman? Is it that subject that's too small?
Sun's Industry.
Well, no, that's not. It's something about the brokerageness. We have to look like all of them together, maybe? Because he's stupid like that? Because the Riddler's stupid like that. If you're planning on
making a what?
It's dumb. Basically, this is how he got this space, is because he knows the guy and it's stupid. So we saved 2 people and broke some glass.
That psycho
Whoa.
looked into my eyes and told me what he was going to do to me. I've never been so scared. He's locked up.
Never been so scared except when I look into your freaky face.
That guy doesn't doesn't even care. He doesn't give a crap.
Well, he's a long-term Gotham resident. He's been like, man, this ain't even been the worst time I've been kidnapped by a psycho.
Man, this is the craziest Monday ever.
I think this was a terrible, terrible Monday.
That guy's a knucklehead.
Anywho, shall we? Can you? Do you have a? Are you done?
What I was saying was, at the minute that technology, the purpose of technology and technological companies became, we need to always exist because the user needs us, then that's where I go.
Oh boy, I knew it.
So, anyway, digital minimalism, good thing. And those that
Good
are going to
talk.
be on Meta, I'm not going to miss you.
Wow, it's a little. Good riddance. Oh, I'm just about to.
I'm sorry, but that is kind of how I feel.
Well, when they
about
do rid you, because they're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know about this, and I probably could have gotten away with continuing to not know about it. So thanks. Thanks for nothing.
Well, then it crossed my mind. I was sitting there going, "Well, it's going to be very similar to the comedian we've talked about that makes the discussion
Still
about."
talking about Randy?
Yeah, the
Randy Feltface. We talked about him, but we didn't say his name.
Everybody just assumes you are. I'm so far behind on the births, deaths, and what is it?
Marriages.
Marriages of my family members. It's just.
You should check out Randy Feltface. He's funny and Australian and swears like a sailor. We talked about that, didn't we? The Australian sailor. But he has a whole bit on it, yes.
And
did we even reference him in the same discussion about minimalism, or did we just reference him separately?
It's possible that we did.
Are we a broken record yet? It's taken a while.
But all I'm saying is that's going to be me, and I'm okay with that.
Me.
So, yeah.
I unlocked a thing.
I thought that was an
but
interesting...
where did it go?
Interesting thing.
I know that... oh, no, that was over there. Yeah, I mean, it's... I have my account still for all of these. I took them off my phone. I won't be putting them on my new phone because I won't be able to. I'm thinking about getting a tablet. Have I not discussed that? We think we just... oh, that might have been a video we scrapped because of the issues we had. Because I'm thinking, you know what? What are phones really? Because they're no longer communication devices. So really what they are is just miniature computers. And it turns out I hate using a miniature computer. Like, it's not... if ever I wanted to do the kind of things you'd use a computer for, I hate doing it on my phone. Like, the phone is like, oh, okay, I forgot to check this real quick and I need to do something or Google something. It's like, okay, fine. But if I'm actually trying to, like, research something or plan a thing, no. So I thought, why not just replace it with a thing that would work but was still equally as portable? But... it's going to be still a Wi-Fi only device because there are plenty of flip phones that do hotspot. That's been part of my research. I'm like, I'll probably get one of those because then it's like, okay, I need to, if I don't have Wi-Fi, I can pull out my phone but then it's like intentional. It's not just I'm going to sit here wasting time.
Well, there are dumb phones that have that concept. Like the light phone has that.
Does it have a hotspot option?
It has hotspot and Bluetooth. Yeah,
I'm still not going to go that way.
Well, and that's fine. But what's the guy's name that you were watching?
Jose Briones, I believe. He's never said his last name.
We'll link him in the description.
Jose Briones. I can only assume it's Briones.
Yeah, but
he does a bunch of like minimalist phone reviews. I've been using those quite extensively because it's actually been very hard.
Well, he actually now has a website that.
Well, he's had that for a while.
Yeah, that allows you to literally search exactly what.
Like, what are the features I want, and then he'll be like, "Oh, here's all of the ones that match those."
And it's great. I mean, the bottom line is, and he makes the case in one of his videos. You gotta just decide what's gonna work for you.
In me,
it's you can't say of any product this is like the perfect product for everyone because.
Well, should we? Well, let's wrap this up because we just beat Zaz. Huzzah! Hurrah for...
huzzah for General Zaz!
Batman!
Yeah, well, that works better.
And the Gotham something else. Anywho, we'll probably continue ranting. The rant bus hasn't yet left the station, so if you want time to get on... That was the weirdest.
That is from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, but it was like... but that sounded like a boat.
Well, that's the point. Keep on trucking.
No, we're just going to end it on that. That was funny.